Listen to me. God has a plan for your life. Hey guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today I am just gonna be doing a nice sit down video to encourage and give advice to everyone who's going back to school. And if you did CAPE, if you did CXC, I'm just gonna make a video to help you guys, because that's what my YouTube channel is really about. Also, yes, I do vlogs, but I'm also here to help you guys because I feel like I have a lot to offer. Firstly, I would just like to say congratulations to everyone who did CXC and everyone who got their results. Congratulations to you guys. Be proud of yourself no matter what, because you know that you did your best. I could imagine how you guys even feel, because I remember when I got my results, I was real excited. I was screaming. I always saw, my older siblings getting their results, and everyone is like, where you get? And then it's like, it's my turn now, and this is how I did. I did have a shoulda, coulda, woulda moment, but I did look back and I was like, I really pushed, and I really, I worked hard during a very tough period in my life. So yeah, always remember that CAPE and CSEC and SEA, it doesn't determine the course of your life, and so there's always hope in everything. Also, that God has a plan and a purpose for each and every single one of our lives. And yes, I would say that I love school in terms of it educating us, and I love being educated. But it is you feel like you didn't pass, or you didn't do good enough, or you didn't pass for the school that you wanted, it doesn't mean that you will not be successful. It doesn't mean that you wouldn't be someone great, because there's nowhere in the word of God that says you need 5 ones in order to have a successful life or a successful future. I will say though that it's always great to put your best foot forward in everything that you do, especially school, and to work hard and study and always do your best. But always know that God is there, and that even if you feel like you didn't do good enough, it doesn't mean that God doesn't have a plan for your life. I actually know people who have absolutely no passes, and they have a successful life. So always remember that school is important, but it shouldn't determine the course of your life. So if you didn't pass for a prestigious school, it doesn't mean that now you will not be able to have a successful life, because our lives are created by God, and God has a plan for our lives. Everybody loves to repeat this thing and they don't live it, but Jeremiah 29:11 says that I the Lord know the plans that I have for you, to give you a hope and a future. So me saying that, I just want to share a quick testimony in doing CSEC and stuff. So when I was doing CSEC, I had in Form 5, I had a boyfriend, right? And basically me and that person and I, we broke up around the same time I had to do CSEC. And so when at the beginning of Form 5, I personally had a goal that I wanted all ones. I wasn't really the smartest person in the world, but I wasn't the dumbest, and I felt like I had a lot of potential once I put my mind to it. And so I low-key personally used to write down that I want to get all ones. I want to work towards it. And so I started to study things from Form 4 from the beginning, and I just started off that way, but obviously it didn't continue that way because I was kind of distracted at the same time with other things. It was 3 weeks before exams, and I felt like I needed to start tying and everything or whatever. And so it was crunch time. It was 3 weeks before exams, and we broke up and all these things. And I was going through a really, really rough time in my life. I didn't give my life to Christ. I didn't know any. I was into God, but I wasn't. I didn't have Christ. I didn't know about Him that well, and so I was very broken, and that really messed me up in life. Well, when I say it messed me up in that point in time, and thankfully God sent someone in my life to help me, and that person really encouraged me and told me that I still have time to just stay and study, and I have that life has highs and lows, and that I could still do it, and I could make it, because I really felt like I couldn't make it because of not just the breakup, but because of the depression that I had and because of the things that I was going through internally, I just felt as though I couldn't do it. Even with friends, like I just felt like I couldn't do it, and my life was going downhill. And so I really pulled myself together, and I said, you know what, I have to do this thing, I have to do it, and you know, I really pushed through, and I was able to, you know, get all my passes, thankfully, thank God. And so when I got my passes, I was really proud of myself. Even though I did not get all ones, I was proud of myself for really working hard and pushing through in that season, even though when it was really tough. And I was excited and I wanted to apply for Form 6, but the criteria for Form 6 was 3 ones, and no, you had to have a minimum of 4 ones to get back into Form 6, right? But the thing is, I only had 3 ones and I got 2. So I had 3 ones, and I was like, you know what, I'm still gonna apply to Form 6. I don't know, I'm possibly, you know, I could probably do it. I applied for Form 6 in faith. And faith at the time, I really didn't know I was going in faith. I was just saying, you know what, let me see what could happen. You never know, you know. When I applied, I applied for Spanish, Econ, and MOB. I applied, I took the day off of work and whatever, and then I was in work one day and I saw the results, the list came out, checked the list, and I scrolled, you know, you see the last names go from A to D, you know, I went to D quick, and I didn't see Daniel and I didn't see my name, and I was like, shucks, I didn't get in. And so I started crying and I was like, Mommy, I didn't get in or whatever. And then she's like, nah, don't worry, let's see what we could do. My brother called back my school, and you know, he asked, you know, like, you know, if there's any way I could still get in or whatever. And then we had a meeting with one of our teachers, and my brother Jazzy and my sister-in-law Abigail was there, and you know, we were having a meeting. And bear in mind, I didn't know anything about Christ in terms of giving your life and all of that. I didn't really know about all of that. I was just like, I want to get back into Form 6. And so at the meeting, the conclusion of the meeting was I didn't get back in, right? So I was like, crap, like you know, if it's bishops, then I don't want it, you know. If it's not bishops, I don't want it. And I really wanted to do it in bishops because I was comfortable, and bishops is home, you know. Like, it's like you don't want to come out of home, you don't want to even settle into somewhere else. I was like, you know what, let me see if I could go polytechnic or if I could do something else. And so I tried to do something else. I tried to apply to poly, and thing I did, and it was 2 days before school started, or 3 days before school started, I got a message from my brother saying that I got in. And instead of MOB, I had to do lit, because I did get a 1 in lit, but I was like, I didn't want to do lit again for Form 6, and I didn't know, that wasn't like what I wanted. And so he was like, but you have to do lit instead of MOB, and I was like, all right, fine. So I ended up doing Spanish, lit, and econ. And you know, I only had 3 ones, and I'm not saying that, you know, don't work towards having 4 ones or more. Like, yes, work towards having 4 ones or more, but it was like, I just want to show you all the grace of God, and knowing that God has a plan. I know it had people who transferred, you know, to Form 6 from not so great schools, and they are so brilliant, and I look up to them. And there's so many people who made it, who I know went to these schools, to certain schools like that are not prestigious, and they are doing really well with their lives. So just always do your best in whatever you do, and don't ever give up, and always believe in yourself. And for all the girls out there, please do not let anyone distract you. Even if you feel like you could do it, you know, there's people who could probably do it and they're really tough like that, but at 16 and 17, don't, you know, tie up yourself with anyone. You know, stay focused on your goals, and continue to be ambitious, and continue to trust God, knowing that He has a plan, and that don't stress. Don't ever compare yourself to anyone else. Like, I used to compare myself, and I used to feel like I put my best foot forward, and then I got this low mark, and I'm like, you know, I look at somebody else and I feel insecure, and then I'm like, you know what, when I got to Form 6 and I gave my life to Christ, I said, you know what, I'm not going to compare myself anymore. I'm going to focus. You could always pray and ask God to help you understand, ask God to help you what to study in the exams. And so God, and always think of God's opinion. If you got 50% or if you got 40%, you are not identified with marks. And so even if you got a low mark, it doesn't mean that you are dumb. It doesn't mean that you are stupid. It doesn't mean that you can't do it. You could more than do it. You are capable, and I'm telling you as a fact, take it from me, you are capable of doing it. And I remember when I was going into Form 6 for orientation, you know, my teacher was like, you ready? You sure you could do it? And then I'm like, in my heart, you know, I felt like a kind of offense, but then I'm like, in my mind, in my heart, I was like, yes, I could do this, I know. And actually me doing it was such a great success, because even when it was hard, I still, in lower 6, I still ended up being ranking 25th in Trinidad and Tobago. I couldn't believe that. Like, I couldn't believe that. Like, I was like, no way, dog. Don't let your feelings or let anything get in the way. Always strive for being the best you, and also always know that God has a plan, and that even when you feel like you mess up or you didn't do good enough, that God will always make a way. Always surround yourself with great people. I must say that in my school, I look up to so many girls who I went to school with, and they encourage me just by them being themselves and being ambitious and being always persevering and always striving to do best. You know, they kind of rubbed off on me, and I got that mentality from that. Even if you feel like in school you don't have that group to, you know, help you, just ask God to surround you with the perfect people that would uplift you. And if any of you ever need anyone to help you, just know that you could always message me. You could always come to me, and I'm always there, you know, for any one of my subscribers, any one of my followers. You know, I always want to be there for you guys. And so I want to encourage you as young women to never compare, and to always do your best in every single thing. Listen to me, God has a plan for your life. Just do the best in everything, and God will handle the rest. Even if you feel like you can't remember anything for an exam, or you don't know what to study, or you've been procrastinating, you can still go to God and say, God, help me in this area, and just trust and believe that, you know, He will guide you. And that always remember that God is real, and God is a real God, and he doesn't mess up. I did CSEC like 4 years ago, and it literally feels like I can't believe that was 4 years ago, because the time goes by so fast. After you do CSEC, you know, try to do Form 6 or try to do something, you know, as soon as you can, because you don't want to end up wasting time. I just want to say that don't fall into the trap of people saying they don't want to do Form 6 because it wastes 2 years of your life. Because trust me, in those 2 years of your life, you're not going to be doing anything. You're not going to end up a millionaire or something after 2 years. Like, you can't do Form 6. It's fine. It's not going to set you back in life. It actually helped me to mature so much. And so I can't imagine my life without Form 6. Not just the workload, but just the spiritual growth that I got, and that, you know, the mentors that I had, and how God took me through and showed me different things that He wanted me to do while I was there. So always trust in the plan that God has, and even if you feel like you've been disappointed or failed, life is not over. We have a whole life ahead of us. You know, I've been feeling really down lately, and someone told me that, you know, I have a whole life ahead of me. I'm only 21 years old, and I can do so much with my life. And always trust that God has a divine plan. Thank you guys for watching this video, and I'll see you guys in my next video.